Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, make sure you click on the bell icon so you'll get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate in on the discussion, you can join me most weekdays where I go live around 4 to 4:15 Central on YouTube. Or outside of my live stream, you could consider joining the Discord I created. There's a link for that down in the description below. Also down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board. A lot of times I get asked, what are the foods that you're eating? What are you doing to lose weight? How are you losing weight? Well, all those meals that I've been eating, or a lot of the meals that I've been eating, we have links to them on our Pinterest board. So that is a great place for you guys to get or see examples of the meals that we are eating. Today is day 772 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. I've used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose over 230 pounds so far. I'm looking forward to reaching my goal by the end of October of 2023 and living the rest of my life at a healthy weight. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I love hearing those as well. How are you guys doing on your diets? Did you struggle this weekend? Did you succeed? What did you do to help you succeed? What did you do that caused you to struggle? What are some things that you're going to do going forward that will make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? I'm going to switch over to the main screen here. A bunch of people checking in here. Pretty Girl's mom, Rebecca, Tyler, Rick, and Christy, Carrie, Tennis and Yoga Girl. Hello. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. It was a fairly busy weekend for us, but we did have some time to relax and enjoy it as well. And I hope you guys were able to enjoy your weekends. There was a couple non-scale victories I guess I was going to share. And one of them was from over the weekend, and then one of them was today at work today. And it was really just running into people I hadn't seen in a while. This weekend, we had a family event that there were a few relatives that I had not seen for a long time at the event. And they came up to me and, made sure to let me know that, they saw a difference in, how I looked, and they, very, they knew a little bit about, kind of asking me about the veganism or eating a vegan diet and losing weight. And, I talked a little bit about what I've been doing. And then today at work, I was meeting with a insurance person about a health insurance for employees at the company. Somebody I kind of see every year. I might not have seen them last year. I was trying to think if I've seen them the last couple years or if we've just kind of renewed the previous policy, so I hadn't had to see them. But anyways, they came in today to go over some things and were very complimentary of, how I looked and just kind of like, how'd you do it? What'd you do to lose weight? And it kind of got me thinking about it, just these last couple experiences and kind of a little bit with how I've been feeling the last week or the last 2 weeks. But it's this weird thing with diets, how we become salesmen for the diet that we're on. And I don't know if it's an intentional thing where it's something where it's just maybe natural for people to do. Like, if, I'm doing something that makes me feel good or makes me feel better, I want to share that so that everybody around me can feel good or feel better. Or if it's something that is maybe been trained into us a little bit by the diet industry, to be like, hey, if you're doing good on my program, if I'm a great trainer, go tell your friends about how great a trainer I am. If you like this diet program that I'm on, where is you know the here, go tell your friends about this diet program so they'll buy this diet program from me too. So there's a little bit of it from the aspect of, you wanting to share your joy, but also there's people that profit off of you sharing your joy. So they want that out there. But it was, it's just weird how you, like I said, I'm starting to feel like a salesman for this way of eating. And each of the interactions that I had, I said, or the conversation went a slightly different direction because how I perceived that they would respond to what I talked about. Somebody who asked me about the diet from a veganism standpoint, or that thinks about it from a vegan, or that's what they got the impression that I lost weight. I don't want to be like, well, it's not just a vegan diet that makes you lose weight, but I also want to be like, it's not just a vegan diet that makes you lose weight. I wanted to be like, well, yeah, eating a vegan diet has helped, but it's eating a plant-based diet, a whole food plant-based diet that really helps. And when, another person asks me about it and they maybe don't know that I eat a vegan diet, I don't even mention it being a vegan diet. I eat plants and vegetables and seeds and nuts and legumes, and I don't eat processed foods. Like that's a big part of what I want people to understand, that the biggest reason that I believe this diet succeeds in most diets that you see success with is the elimination of processed foods. It's not allowing companies or other people to take the food and alter it from its natural state to produce a product that they can profit off of. And the processing of foods, there's some processing that it's hard to avoid, or it's easier to have them do, like the steel cut oats that we eat. It's easier to buy them as steel cut oats versus buying them as oat groats and then trying to cut them ourselves. So there's some amount of processing that we allow to happen, but we're not buying instant oatmeal from the company that's chocked full of all kinds of sugars and sodiums and preservatives and chemicals to make it last longer. We're just having that minimally processed foods. But that's a big part of the weight loss here, is the elimination of processed foods. And that's but when I talk to everybody, I definitely come from a different angle. If I'm talking to a guy versus talking to a woman, I'm gonna have a different tact or a different approach. And it's just interesting how but it's not just this diet. I've become a salesman for the diet. It's weird though, because I think that, like I do this channel and I'm obviously trying to promote this way of eating through this channel, but I didn't start this channel intending to promote eating a plant-based diet. I thought I would be promoting one of the more mainstream diets throughout this process. But the, yeah, I just kind of wild to be so into this diet and not like, I don't want to feel pushy with it, but I'm more confident in this diet than I've been in any other diet where I know I was pushier with those diets. When I lost weight with the working out and eating low calorie, that was the mentality, and that was what and I don't know if it required me to have that sense of drive so that I would maintain my motivation to stay on the diet. But with this diet, I want to promote it. I want people to know how great it is, but I I can't. I know that people aren't going to listen if I try to be abrasive promoting this way of eating, if that makes sense. And I also have found maybe a little bit of the truth that you have to come across it on your own. You have to find it on your own and maybe not be pushed. Like that's what they say a lot about people getting out of addiction or getting out of, or finding the habits or the lifestyle that they need, is that, it's I had to be ready to give it a shot. Maybe you have to wait till they try every other diet and they don't work. And then finally they say, well, I guess I'll give that last ridiculous diet a shot, and then it works, and just like the thing you're looking for is always in the last place you look for it at. This diet might be there. It's just the last diet people look for. And that is something that I've actually kind of talked to people about a little bit. Is, for me, it's been very interesting, or that or people are surprised that me and Carrie just started eating this way. We didn't have any type of medical catastrophic event ahead. We didn't have a doctor saying you need to change this or this is going to happen. But we did have the openness to try. And that is something that I would, say to people, is that I had the openness to try so many different diets. And I had I not continued to be open, I never would have found this diet. And that is something where it's surprising how quickly people will shut it down and how quickly that they will dismiss this diet because of some crazy preconceived notion that they have, but they disregard those preconceived notions in so many other ways. Yeah, it's just it's crazy how tight people are with the food that they feel like they have to have. And part of it might be a survival mechanism too, I suppose, is that we don't want to change anything, because everything that we've done so far has led us to this point and we're still alive. And that's very rare in this world, is for you to be still alive. And so your body naturally is not going to want to change anything because it wants to keep you alive. And if everything you've done has kept you alive, then let's keep doing what we used to do. And that's how we get trapped, right? I'm trying to think of, I was going to talk about food. I didn't go over the food here from the weekend. We had a few different things this weekend that kept us busy. We had to do a little bit of extra planning, or maybe having extra food. A couple of the dishes that Carrie has made, a few of our regular dishes or the staple items on our menu, we've been increasing the volume of those foods, I feel like, that we've been making, so that we have them around for leftovers, or for when we are in a position where the food isn't the best. And so I keep hitting that every time. This was dinner on Friday. We had Spanish rice and beans. This is a meal that's very easy for us to put together. And like I said, I feel like we've been increasing the volume that we've been making of it. That way that, we have plenty to eat for dinner. And then this is a great meal to heat up or reheat and have later on. And so this is just another photo from Friday evening. And then Saturday morning, this is the oatmeal that we had Saturday, our standard oatmeal that we normally always have. And then Saturday, this is leftovers. This is Spanish rice and beans leftover from dinner on Friday. I got a bunch of photos I have to skip over here, so I'm gonna switch this. Saturday, yeah, so we had the Spanish rice and beans for lunch, and then for dinner, we had surprise, our polenta and mushroom and white beans. This is another dish that we've kind of increased the volume that we've been making of this. Carrie's been putting together a double batch of this most times when we cook it. Again, it's so that we have plenty to eat for dinner. And then when we get busy, like we were on Sunday, we have that as an easy kind of food option to just heat up and have those as leftovers. This is just that food mixed up. This is how it looks when I eat it. And then yesterday, this is just one of the leftover servings that we had of the head of that. And then I think I took two photos I was going to talk about. So yesterday we had a me and my son and some relatives, we went and saw a movie at the movie theater. And movie theaters, I would say, for lack of a better word, are a trigger for me for my eating poorly. And even throughout this diet, I've had difficulty going to the movie theater and not having some issue with avoiding soda or candy. And so when we've been going to the movies, or we've gone to the movies in the last couple months, we've been getting better at planning and getting through that experience without having an issue with succumbing to temptations. And I just took a photo from before I went into the theater here to show how easy it was, or easy it is for us to take care of this. But it seems like it would be a bigger or tougher problem than that. And what I mean by that is that the photo here is a photo. This right here is a natural grocery store that we have kind of developed, or we are developing this habit to go to that store before we go to the movie theater, which is this building back behind here. So they literally share a parking lot, the natural grocers and the cinema. And that is something that, when I talk about making what are you going to do to make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? Well, I'm going to go to somewhere like natural grocers or a grocery store nearby, or somewhere, or bring from home some snacks that are more appropriate or better than going to the cinema and buying the food at the cinema itself. And so one of the photos I did take of what I grabbed here at Natural Grocers was just some oranges. I grabbed a bag of oranges and took them with me. And, don't tell the theater I snuck in any food, I guess. But I really feel like if they cared about me, that they would have fresh fruit for me there to buy. I'd love to buy an orange for $32 from the theater, right? But and Rick here says that movies equals popcorn, so you just don't go to the movies. Yes, it sucks though to skip out or miss out on being able to have that experience because of that kind of because that has that triggering effect on you. But it's not just me. I think it's many people. That's what you do, is you go to the theater and you buy the popcorn. It's part of the whole experience. Carrie says, should we be advertising the fact that we sneak good food in? I don't know what you're talking about. Never mind. Forget about what we're talking about. Anyways, I don't think it's a secret that people bring their own food in. If they weren't charging $5,000 for everything, it would be, um, and I did still buy, um, snacks for some of the other people that were there, and uh, they made their money off of us for sure. And then the only other photo I took was a very bad photo of my lunch today with a knife in the background. I had broccoli and potato for lunch today. I don't know why the photo didn't come in any better. Um, and this morning we had oatmeal for breakfast like we normally had. Um, but yeah, it was really awesome for me to go through that experience of going to the theater and to really feel like I got through it without giving into the those temptations. And I even kind of went so far as to, who knows if one is better than the other, but I, instead of buying a bag of dried mango, I just bought a Larabar and had Larabar instead of having the dried mango, because I knew the Larabar was going to be less food, less volume, less calories. And the bag of mango, because it's like an 8-ounce bag of mango, it was, uh, that would have been tougher for me to not eat the whole bag of mango. Whereas just buying the Larabar was just a smaller item, and helped me kind of still have a snack. I had the oranges. I probably should. I probably could have snuck in more oranges and just eaten oranges the whole time. But um, or brought a pocket potato in with me. But it was good to go through that and to feel like I got a win in the win column. Something that they talk about in the Pleasure Trap book isn't directly like this, but it is. He talks about when giving into temptation, or when having like a relative at a Christmas event that starts pushing some dish that they made on you. If you can avoid that, if you can resist that temptation, it makes it much easier for you to resist that temptation the next time. But if they're able to talk you into it that first time, or even at any point, but if they're able to talk you into it and you don't resist the temptation and you give in, the next time you're faced with that temptation in the same scenario, it becomes much more difficult to resist it, because you more than likely you survived that experience, and maybe it was good or bad for you, but it does make it more tough or more difficult to resist if you give in. And Carrie says those little wins feel good. She made it through the baby shower yesterday that they were at, and didn't have any salt, oil, or sugar. She ate some food before she went to the party and grabbed some veggies while she was there. Rick says I could just see John's pockets bulging with oranges. Yeah, I had to be strategic with where I was stashing things. I didn't want it to be too apparent. Fortunately for me, I most of my pants that I wear right now are cargo pants, so I have like extra pockets. And I actually have a really weird pair of cargo pants that I found that um has two pockets on each leg, one on the calf and one on the upper, so I could really get crazy and sneak things in with that. Um, but yeah, it was a good weekend though, and we had fun. And another thing that I've been thinking about a lot, and I think I talked about it on Friday a little bit, but I'm really at just this awesome point in my diet where I am, at the lightest that I've ever been as an adult. And it's really a great feeling to be here and to feel like I'm like firmly at this point. In the past, any other diet where I'd gotten anywhere near, being this weight or gotten to my lowest weight on that diet, I knew or felt like I was just one binge away from gaining a bunch of weight. And with this diet, I'm not free from gaining weight, but I binge a lot. Like that's what my diet is me binging on low calorie foods. So I'm not worried about it. Like it wouldn't affect my immediate weight like all those low volume diets that I did in the past would. But with this diet, I have so much confidence with it, and I feel so good, and I just want to keep feeling this way. And I don't see anything changing that anytime soon. And so, with all of that, it gives me this incredible confidence in the diet as well, which again makes it difficult for me not to be more abrasive with people, uh, because if I could, I just wish I could give people that feeling different, like the difference between how I feel in every moment right now versus how I felt when I was 519.8 pounds is incredible. And I wish I could bottle up that difference, that euphoria, or just that not feeling like crap, and uh and just show people the difference that it can make to clean up your diet, and how cleaning up your diet can be such a big part of it. You know, going into this, that was one of my goals, was to try to do this as much as possible without having to be in the gym for hours on end, because I got sick of that being the solution, was that I had to just work out and work out and work out. And so a big part of this whole project was to do it with the diet. And uh I don't know that I I truly believed that I could get all the way there with the diet, and I still don't know that I'm going to get all the way there without adding more activity in than I have now. But my life is much more active than it used to be. And it's thanks to the weight loss. You know, just by losing weight, I'm more active, which helps me lose weight on top of the weight that I've lost. But I didn't want it to have to be, you know, in the gym for 2 hours every day, and, you know, and just barely holding on to the weight loss. And uh, I couldn't be more surprised that I'm where I wanted to be. You know, like this is if you'd have told me 2 years ago that this is where I was going to be today, I would have been extremely happy, and I am extremely happy. But I didn't know that I was going to feel this much better. And really, with that kind of whoosh of weight loss I've had, and it's sustaining, like I made it through this weekend, and I feel confident that uh it's I'm not going to be heavier this Wednesday than I was last Wednesday. uh I just have so much more confidence in this way of eating, and I just wish people gave it more of a shot, or didn't, you know, like that's one of the things I guess that I worry about, is that people are going to look at it as, you know, that I was at an extreme weight that required an extreme diet. And so this is the extreme diet that I had to be on. But it's just not an extreme diet. It's the opposite of an extreme diet. Um, but anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. I need to get a couple things done. I've been waiting for an email all afternoon. Hopefully it came in here recently. But I'm gonna get out of here. I will be live tomorrow. I'll be weighing in on Wednesday. I don't foresee anything that's getting in the way of my live streams this week. If Carrie says we're having vegetable barley soup tonight, I think. What does the I think mean? Are we missing an ingredient? Is it that we wouldn't be able to call it vegetable or barley soup? Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody who has been following along and supporting the channel. If there's any topics that you guys want me to go over or any parts of my diet or program that you want me to talk about, leave a comment down below and it will help, give me ideas to talk about on the stream here. Carrie says that it actually means that she's sitting on her butt right now and has not actually started making it. All right. Well, hopefully it gets completed at some point. So what you're telling me is that I don't need to hurry home. Is that what you're saying? But no, I appreciate you guys so much. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you get subscribed to the channel. If you've not clicked on the bell icon to get alerted when I go live or post new videos, make sure that you do that. If you've not hit the thumbs up and commented down below, please hit that thumbs up button, comment down below. And if you have not started your diet yet, get started right now. There's nothing coming up that's more important than your health and your overall well-being. There's nothing, I know Christmas is 2 weeks away from right now, but if you got started today, just imagine that momentum that you could have built all the way up into Christmas that you could take into the new year. And there's nobody that gets to their goals and looks back and says, man, I really wish I wouldn't have been dieting through Christmas of 2020. I wish I would have been eating that crap diet I was eating before that. Nobody says that. Everybody always says they wish that they would have started sooner, like they wish that they would have known how they felt or they were gonna feel and they would have started sooner. So get started right now. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great evening.